In the heart of the Middle East lies a land of history, holiness, and struggle. A land known as Israel and Palestine, the Holy Land. For thousands of years, it has been a crossroads of empires, faiths, and peoples, shaping the destiny of civilizations. In ancient times, the Canaanites tilled its fields and built fortified towns, before the Israelites established their kingdoms of Israel and Judah, leaving behind stories that became scripture. The Assyrians swept in, followed by the Babylonians, who destroyed the first temple in Jerusalem and carried many into exile. Then came the Persians, allowing exiles to return and rebuild, followed by the Greeks under Alexander the Great, who brought Hellenistic culture to its cities. The Romans arrived in power, ruling when Jesus of Nazareth walked the land, preached in Galilee, and was crucified in Jerusalem, events that gave birth to Christianity and forever changed the world. In 70 CE, the Romans destroyed the Second Temple, scattering the Jewish people in what became the Long Diaspora. This dispersion saw communities flourish across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Yet the longing for Zion, for Jerusalem, remained a central pillar of Jewish identity and prayer. Centuries later, Byzantine emperors made the land Christian, erecting magnificent churches and monasteries, until the 7th century brought Arab armies and Islam, making Jerusalem Al-Quds, Islam's third holiest city. The arrival of Islam marked a new era, integrating the land into a vast caliphate and fostering a rich intellectual and cultural exchange. For centuries, the land thrived under Muslim rule, from the Umayyads and Abbasids to the Mamluks and Ottomans, who governed for over 400 years. Each dynasty left its indelible mark, from architectural marvels to administrative systems, weaving a complex tapestry of governance and faith. Crusaders came and went, leaving castles and scars, yet the city remained sacred to all three religions, a testament to its enduring spiritual significance. The echoes of their battles and the resilience of local populations are still felt in the ancient stones and traditions. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, as nationalism rose across the globe, two powerful movements took root here. Zionism, the call for Jews to return and rebuild their homeland after centuries of exile and persecution, and Arab nationalism, the desire of Palestinians and neighboring peoples to preserve their land, culture, and independence. The Zionist movement, fueled by centuries of longing and increasing anti-Semitism in Europe, envisioned a safe haven, a return to ancestral lands. Simultaneously, the burgeoning Arab nationalist movement sought self-determination and an end to foreign domination, asserting the rights of the indigenous Palestinian population. After World War I and the fall of the Ottomans, Britain took control under the Mandate system, promising a national home for the Jewish people, while also pledging to protect the rights of the Arabs who lived there. This dual promise, inherently contradictory, laid the groundwork for future conflict. Tensions grew as Jewish immigration increased, particularly as Jews fled persecution in Europe, seeking refuge and a new beginning. The Holocaust of World War II, which murdered 6 million Jews, intensified the urgency for a Jewish homeland, creating an international imperative for action. In 1947, the United Nations proposed partition: one state for Jews, one for Arabs, and Jerusalem under international rule. Jews accepted, Palestinians and Arab nations rejected, fearing displacement and the loss of their ancestral lands. In 1948, Israel declared independence. Arab armies invaded. War followed. For Jews, it was liberation and rebirth, the fulfillment of a 2,000-year-old dream. For Palestinians, it was the Nakba, the catastrophe, when over 700,000 were forced from their homes, their villages emptied or destroyed, becoming refugees in their own land and beyond. Israel expanded beyond the UN partition lines, while Palestinians became refugees in Gaza, the West Bank, and across the Arab world, their plight becoming a central issue in regional and international politics. Wars followed. 1967, when Israel captured East Jerusalem, the West Bank, Gaza, and the Golan Heights in 6 days, reshaping the map and igniting occupation, bringing millions of Palestinians under Israeli military rule. 1973, when Arab armies struck on Yom Kippur in a desperate attempt to reclaim lost land, leading to another fierce conflict that underscored the region's volatility. In the decades since, Intifada's uprisings erupted from Palestinian frustration, expressions of resistance against occupation and for self-determination. Peace accords, like Oslo in the 1990s, promised hope of two states but faltered in mistrust and violence, leaving a legacy of unfulfilled aspirations and deepening divides. Today, the conflict remains unresolved, with Israelis seeking security and recognition in a hostile region, Palestinians seeking freedom, dignity, and the right to their homeland, a just resolution to their displacement. The complexities are immense, the narratives deeply entrenched, and the path to lasting peace remains elusive, yet the pursuit of it continues. Yet beyond the politics and pain lies a land of extraordinary beauty and resilience. The hills of Galilee still bloom with spring flowers, the Jordan River still winds to the Dead Sea, the Negev Desert still glows red at sunset, and the Mediterranean waves still kiss the shores of Jaffa and Tel Aviv. In Jerusalem, prayers still rise, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim, echoing against ancient stone walls. And in shared meals of hummus and bread, in songs carried across borders, in the laughter of children who know only the present, a glimpse of coexistence lingers, a fragile but persistent hope for a future where peace might one day take root in this sacred, contested land. Israel and Palestine remain a paradox, a land of faith and fire, of beauty and struggle, where the story of the past continues to shape the hope of the future, a future that many still believe can be one of shared prosperity and peace.